Have you ever wondered why some people make more just by doing the same type of work, or why some people make less even after taking on more responsibility? In this video, I'm going to address what most people perceive as income inequality, where there is a perception on unfair payment based on a measure of responsibilities or seniority or contribution. Right? If you are fighting against income inequality, then you got to understand that income inequality is not the real enemy. Why? Because income inequality is just a natural outcome of individuals creating different amounts of economic value based on their ability, based on their decisions, and based on their effort. Now, understand that there are three different types of economies. The first type of economy is a free market, which is a market economy. And in a market economy, this is where individual and business decisions are important. So a market economy is most closely aligned with a meritocracy, where money earned is a byproduct of value created. Create more value for more people. In exchange, you have more economic value. The second type of economy is called a controlled economy, and this type of economy is controlled mostly by governments. The third type of economy is a hybrid economy, where it is just a combination of the two. So a free market is only one type of economy, and this is around meritocracy. Income inequality is not the real enemy. The real enemy are in these four other inequalities that are worth fighting against. And these four other inequalities is what produces income inequalities. So what are they? The first inequality is ambition inequality. Now, ambition is an individual's willingness and ability to strive further and to strive for success. Now, we gotta understand that not everybody strives for success. Not everybody says they strive for success and then actually is willing to strive for success. Why is that? Is because success comes at a price. There is a price to success. Now, the price is in dollars. There are investments to make in yourself. There are investments to make to take risks to be able to achieve success. There are investments in terms of your time, in terms of your mentality, in terms of a lifestyle sacrifices. There's delayed gratification. There are prices. There's many prices that I don't have time to cover here to achieve success. Some individuals strive in their career to aim higher, to go further, while others strive for stability or even leisure and comfort. And by the way, there's no judgment if you are listening to this and your priority is leisure and comfort, or if you're listening to this and your priority is on going further or taking it higher to the next level. There's no judgment, because there's no moral high ground whether or not you choose to go higher or whether or not you choose to fight for your comfort. There's no moral high ground. It is an individual choice to be made. But you got to understand that depending on what your priority is, that is the outcome you produce. So if you are, for example, striving to maintain the comfort that you have right now, because maybe, and most professionals fought to get the success they already have, right? Because wouldn't you agree that most people were not born into a wealthy family? Most people were not born with a silver spoon. And as a result of that, they had to maybe travel away, far away from home, to pursue education, to pursue their career and work really hard and to achieve that next level of success. Maybe they've grown a couple of levels in their companies. And so then at some point, most professionals decide, now I am successful, and I'm comfortable, and therefore I just want to make enough to be comfortable. And some individuals, that's their motto. If you look at their priorities and how they prioritize their time and their money, it's going to show you that this is their priority. And if this is your priority, then you got to understand that your compensation will reflect that in a free market. It will reflect that because money is most closely aligned with meritocracy, which is a byproduct of value created. So then this is what you got to understand, is that your decisions, your effort, right? As in the beginning, that's defined by what outcome your economic value is, different economic value defined by that. What effort are you putting in? What's your ambition? And what are the decisions you're making? So this is important to understand what is the outcome as a result of what I'm deciding. If you are fighting the fight against income inequality, then the first place to look is there, ambition inequality. The second enemy that produces income inequality is initiative inequality. Initiative inequality is differences between individuals who take initiative to take decisive action with purposeful action, with resilience and delayed gratification. And initiative inequality is one that goes often under the radar because it is easy to set goals, but have you noticed that achieving goals is not the same mindset to setting goals? Because every individual differs in their ability and their willingness to take initiative. So what does this mean? In order to fight the good fight of fighting against initiative inequality so that you can take decisive action, you can build resilience and take purposeful action, you must first overcome your limiting beliefs. You must have self-mastery, self-governance to be able to have a high degree of self-awareness in how you think, what you believe, the perspectives that you see, how you see the world around you, and most importantly, how you see your circumstances. Individuals who have a high degree of taking initiative are often the ones who are willing to challenge what they see. They are often the ones who are willing to look at both sides, even if they resist it. They are often the ones who are willing to delay gratification so that they can make the right decisions and to be able to hone their patience through diligent and consistent action so that they can achieve the outcome, and all along delaying gratification. They are the ones who make these decisions over and over again because they understand that when you plant that seed, it's time to get busy nurturing that seed so that you can get to your harvest. So fight the fight against initiative inequality by understanding that it is about decisive action, consistent action through resilience, but most importantly, it is also by overcoming your procrastination, because procrastination is the enemy of progress. The third enemy to fight that produces income inequality is work ethic inequality. Work ethic inequality are differences between individuals' dedication towards their responsibilities. Now, dedication and commitment. Now, this is really important because there is a difference between seeing your responsibilities as a duty versus seeing your responsibilities as a moral obligation. If you see your responsibilities as a duty, and then therefore I must dutifully uphold my responsibilities, or I must dutifully uphold my activities, then living life by duty, then you're more likely to do it if the rewards are greater than the risks. And you're more likely needing to incentivize yourself. You're more likely needing to see that there's a benefit for doing so. You're more likely to procrastinate if at all you perceive that there's no benefit to you in doing so, or there's no immediate gratification in doing so, or if you perceive that the risks are greater than the reward, then you're going to stop doing it. That's what happens when you see your responsibilities or your activities as a duty. Which is the opposite if you see it as a moral obligation. So moral obligation means I am morally obligated to uphold my commitments and be dedicated to my work because this is who I am and it is my life purpose and mission. It's my assignment. And if something is my assignment, then I have a moral obligation to reign over that assignment and to be consistent and persistent in that journey that is set before me. Now, that is a completely different mindset. That is a mindset that allows me to naturally be dedicated to what I do because I see the greater contribution and I see the greater purpose in being and set on that path. So fight the fight against this work ethic inequality. People talk about it all the time. You have to have a solid work ethic, but what does it really mean? It really means changing your perspective from duty to moral obligation. The fourth enemy to fight against that produces income inequality is study ethic inequality. Study ethic inequality is the differences between individuals' willingness to study topics and important areas of study in order to achieve mastery. And this is important because we've been taught since grade school that the reason why you go to school and study something is so that you can learn it. and then hopefully, pass the exam or ace the exam. But in real life, it's completely different. The purpose of education is not merely to know something or to be knowledgeable in it. Rather, the purpose of being educated and committing to study is so that you can master what you've learned. So how do you know you've mastered what you've learned? It means you can apply your knowledge effortlessly and flawlessly. You make it seem effortless when people watch you doing it. That is the definition of mastery, being able to execute effortlessly without the use of conscious resources. So this is study ethic inequality. Some individuals have never committed to study since they were in school. Why? Because their teachers make them do it, because it was an obligation when you're in school to study. And then after they finish school, some individuals have never studied anything again. So study ethic inequality means that you are naturally willing and you're committed to put the effort into achieving mastery in the areas that you set your mind to and deciding in the right areas to achieve mastery in. And when you're achieving mastery in it, that you understand that there is a journey to achieve mastery that starts with first identifying which areas do I have ignorance, which areas are there gaps, and then therefore committing to the journey of mastery and submitting to a teacher to help you to achieve that mastery. So fight the good fight of study ethic inequality. Become someone who sees study not just as something you did in school, but something that can help you win the race that is set before you. If you're tired of making less than your colleagues who are doing the same work as you, or you are serious about having your compensation match your contribution, then I have created a special offer for you. Below this video in the description, there's a link to tools that can equip you to deepen your understanding, to really deepen your skill set so that you can really apply the concepts that I've taught in this video, but of course, to learn more about them, to really deepen your thought process so that maybe you can pay it forward. But most importantly, that you have the toolkit and the framework that you can keep applying in your life. So if that is you and you're serious about it, then click the link below and maybe I will work with you on the inside.